guys! Today we are going to be testing out a palette that has been in my filming room for such a long time, and I don't know why I haven't prioritized this palette because I'm so excited. This is the Glamlite Cake palette. So you've probably seen some videos with this before if you follow a lot of the same people that I watch that do a lot of indie makeup reviews, but I'm just so excited for this. So this is what it comes like if you haven't already seen this. So this isn't a PR package or anything. I did buy this with my own money. So it comes in like this little oven and then you take crap. Let's open her up and see if she is still a whole cake. And she is. So, isn't that just so beautiful? Oh my god, I love that color story so much. So, you're probably sitting there thinking, another rainbow palette, but you know what? I honestly don't have that many rainbow palettes in my collection. So, when this one came out, I was so intrigued because I love Glamlite's formula, especially their mattes are so good. And I also just feel like this color story is really, really nice. Even though it is a rainbow palette, it still has some pretty unique shades like this. I don't even know how I would explain this. It's almost a turquoise, but it's leaning more blue. This blue is so stunning. Also, this purple is really nice. This kind of berry shade is beautiful. Some of these shimmers are, I can't wait to put them on my eyes. So this palette retails for $40. It's pretty expensive. I also ended up getting one of their loose highlighters. So I thought maybe we could try this one out first because I don't have any highlighter on. And I wanted to try this out on camera. So the one I have is in the shade Let It Gold. So this is what it looks like. It is a loose highlighter, like I said. So we're gonna go ahead and test that out. So I have already swatched this on my hand, so I've taken off like the plastic thing. It is so messy, like unbelievably messy. So let me go ahead and apply a little bit of this. I'm gonna use a small eyeshadow brush because I just prefer to use that with loose highlighter. So I'm just gonna take like a little bit outside of the packaging here because this is so messy here. So I'm probably gonna have to go in a few times because I don't think I picked up a lot on my brush here because I just want to take it slow. Oh my. Okay, that is a beautiful, beautiful gold highlighter. That is really pretty. It's not pretty. Wow, there's just powder flying everywhere. It's not super intense, but I think that it's nice and buildable and the color is very wearable, if I can say so myself. I don't think it's like so in your face that is going to be obnoxious, but it's still a really beautiful color and formula. That was a lot of nose highlighter. I need to, that went a little bit overboard there, but it's fine. I'm gonna go back in with my blush brush and just kind of go over the edges so that everything blends together nicely. And we're gonna start off by swatching this palette because I just like doing that to kind of feel the shadows and to see how they perform. So just going to swatch on a bare arm like I always do.
Stepping out, it's Friday night, how I'm longing for this day. Yes, I'm single, oh, we won't do mingle, and my friends are on the way. You got that good, good vibe, I want to spend some time back here with you. Oh, whoa, I got that good old times, you want to spend some time back here with me. Oh, whoa, and time after time, I am wondering who is she?
So that is a beautifully swatched palette. I mean, just look at that pigmentation. That looks so beautiful. I don't know why I thought I would be able to put all of these on my arm and still have enough space, but I had to swatch on the back of my hand, which is fine. But I'm really excited to get into this. I'm just gonna start by priming. And I'm currently back to my Smashbox primer because I ran out of my Natasha Denona one. If you haven't watched my Jeffree Star videos, you probably don't know that, but they just didn't have my Natasha Denona one in stock at the Sephora that I went to, and I really needed a new primer because I don't want to try like a new primer, you know, when I'm using new products because I want to make sure that I know how my primer responds to different kind of shadows. So I ended up buying this one instead, which this primer is fine. I really, really like it. It's just that I feel like you just don't get a lot of product in it, and it's also like pretty expensive. So I just know I'm going to run out pretty fast, but it's fine. As long as I get a good idea of how the shadows are performing because I know how the eyeshadow primer works, I feel like it's going to be worth it. But I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it to other people just because of how little product you do get in this. So I actually have like kind of an idea of what I want to do for today's look. I do think I want to do more looks with this palette because there are just so many beautiful colors that I know I won't be able to use all of them today, but I can have an idea. So I'm first going to start off by taking the green here, which is called Key Lime. And I'm coating this very heavily so that I have a lot of pigment on my brush. And I'm going to use my Morphe E36. And I'm going to place that in the like upper triangle here with my brow. I just love doing this kind of placement with like bright colors. I just think that it looks so fun, and it also just opens up room for like, you know, a color that you normally wouldn't have room for, maybe, if that makes sense. So I mean, this is really nice and pigmented. I'm gonna pull it a little bit out here as well, but not too far. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the yellow as my transition shade. And then I think I want to use the brown. I know, like I have a feeling with this look. I don't know. I just think I know what I want to do. So just bear with me here because I think that this is going to end up looking really cool. Alright, next up, let's go in with the yellow here. This one is called Pineapple. It's just a primary yellow. And I'm actually going to take this on a very dense domed brush because I do want to make sure that I pack on as much of this color as I'm able to. So I'm first going to pack it on in my crease here. I don't want to mix it into the green quite yet because I know that these two are going to mix very nicely together, but I don't want to pull the green into the yellow that I have on this side of my eye here. So this is going on so pigmented. That is absolutely stunning. I'm going to keep the shape of this pretty round, I think, and then when I go in with the brown, I might do like a little wing or something like that with the brown. So we'll see what happens, but this color is just, oh, that is beautiful. I feel like I've had very good luck with yellow mattes lately. What was the other one that I really liked? I think it was the one in the Jaclyn Hill palette. That one is beautiful too. Oh man, this is just so pretty. So I'm going to start blending out the edges of this yellow now. And when I've blended out the outer edges here, I'm going to bring this color in and just meet it up with the green that we have here. And I'm going to blend these two in together. So far, this is looking beautiful, and I feel like these colors are performing really well. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to dip into chocolate, which, yes, I know it's a brown, but it's also the darkest shade in the palette, and I wish that there was some kind of a darker color in this palette, like maybe a very dark blue or a very dark purple or a very dark anything that's not a brown, maybe even a black. A black would be awesome. But since this is the darkest shade, I am going to use that because I do want as much depth as I can get with this look. So I'm first going to start off by packing this in the outer corner of my eye here. Slowly, I'm going to start bringing it through my crease as well and just pulling it in to about where the green begins, I would say, but I don't really want to mix all of these in together. Like, I want to be able to make sure I see all of the colors when my look is done here. So I think I'm mostly going to focus it on the outer portion of my lid and my crease. Just going to take it slow here and see how much I want to bring this in. I might even go in with a little bit of blue in the first portion here. Maybe that could be kind of fun. Maybe we'll just do that because, I mean, I'm here and I want to test out a lot of shades and it's something that I don't think I've really ever done before. Maybe there would be a better order to do this in, but sometimes when you play with makeup, you just get ideas, you know, as you go, and I like to kind of just run with it because it's just more fun that way. So don't worry that the outer corners here are looking a little weird because I am going to go in with a smaller brush and use that to kind of create a bit of a wing. I'm also going to probably pull it down to my lower lash line, so don't worry if it's not looking perfect yet, but I think this is looking pretty good so far. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that birthday cake blue here, that's what it's called. Still using my Morphe E36 because I just love this brush for like very detail work. So I'm going to pack that like right in here in the inner portion and kind of deepen up the green with it. And also just meet it up with like the colors that I have in the middle here. So I can already tell I need to go back and forth quite a few times with these colors just to make sure that everything is blended because there's a lot going on right now and I want to make sure that everything is like smooth and looks like they belong together here. So it might take a little bit of time to perfect everything, but that's okay. We're just going to work on putting down the colors in the spots where I want them to be now, and then we can always go in and blend and build more after. But the colors and the shadows are performing extremely well so far. They're laying very nicely on top of each other and they're very pigmented. So what I'm going to do to make sure that everything is blended a bit better is I'm going to go in with the crease colors one more time and just make sure that it is the way that I want it to look.
I'm gonna tell you right now, 'cause she's the one I'm thinking of. Hey,
Okay, so let's start on perfecting the brown. I'm going to use my Morphe M149 brush here, and I'm going to start taking this down to my lower lash line on the outer portion. And I'm going to use the shape of my lower lash line to create a bit of a wing going upwards with this brown. Like, I've had a lot of fun like doing stuff like this lately because I feel like it's just so fun. And it's a little bit different, and I also feel like it just looks really good with my eye shape as well. And then I'm going to make sure that I kind of blend this into the crease color here. So I'm not going to take this all the way in towards the beginning of my lower lash line because I do want to make sure that I have room for some more colors there. So I think this is looking really nice. I'm going back in with that little bit of a bigger brush now and just packing on more color in the outer corner and just making sure that it's nice and blended into that kind of teal color that it created now. And I think that these colors are just performing like a dream. I mean, this brown is just the perfect chocolate brown. I think this is so beautiful, and I'm not surprised it's called chocolate at all because that's exactly what it reminds me of. Like, it just looks like a beautiful kind of 60% dark chocolate, and I want chocolate now. This looks so good. I am having a little bit of fallout with this color though, as you can probably see here, so let's see if we can kind of wipe that away. Yeah, that definitely wasn't too bad at all. So okay, what do I want to do on my lower lash line? I'm thinking I want to use maybe one of these kind of berry tones, like maybe that could be cute. So maybe I'll go into Red Velvet. Let me just kind of swatch this on my finger to see. Yeah, I think that's going to be a beautiful color. So I'm going to pop that on the inner portion of my lower lash line. And then we'll move on to the lid after because I haven't decided what I want to do there yet. And I just want to kind of get all of the mattes down first so I can see what I have to work with. I'm also just going in and blending the lower lash line here to make sure that everything is blended, as well as the brown here. I'm kind of mixing these two colors together. And then I think for the outer portion of my lid, I want to use a bit of this blue shimmer. This one is called Blue Raspberry. So I think I'm going to use that on the outer portion, and then on the inner portion I'm going to use Banana, which is the yellow, and those are going to blend into a bit of a green. So I think that's going to be a very, very nice gradient, especially with the colors that I have going on in my crease as well. So I'm starting with the blue. I am going to spray that, and I'm looking in the monitor and it's like, this look is looking crazy, but I think it's gonna come together. And I love the shape of this. I love how all of the colors are just blended together so nicely. So I'm gonna take this in the middle of my lid pretty much, and also make sure I blend it into the brown that I have in the outer corner. And again, I'm not doing a cut crease or anything like that. I just like these kind of looks to be very blended. Don't get me wrong, like I love me a good half cut crease, but a lot of the times I feel like it's just not really necessary unless that's, you know, exactly the kind of look that you're going for. But I feel like most of the time you can blend shimmers into your crease colors very easily without having to do a cut crease. And I feel like dark blues is one of those shimmer colors that just blends beautifully into a matte dark brown, and I think that's why so many of the neutral palettes had a pop of blue last year, because they just work really, really nice together. And I'm also having a little bit of fallout with this shade, but I feel like shimmers are usually easier to wipe away than when you get mattes on your face, and I feel like that went away very easily. So like I said, for the inner portion, I'm going to go in with the yellow, and I am going to spray that as well. And you can tell I pulled the blue in quite a bit this way, so that when I layer the yellow over, it's going to create a bit of a green. And I think these are just going to blend so beautifully together. That is such a stunning yellow shimmer. Oh, I love me a good yellow shimmer. That looks so good. I am obsessed with this look. I know this is definitely not for everyone, but oh man, do I love this. So I'm really trying to make sure that everything is blended nicely together here. Like I'm kind of blending the shimmers into my crease, Because like I said, I don't need this to be a cut crease. I just want everything to blend very smoothly together. So I'm going to take a bit more of that blue as well and just go over that again so that the transition between the two colors are looking as smooth as I'm able to get it. And I'm also going to take a bit more of that chocolate shade in my outer corner and layer it over that blue shimmer just to blend these two in together as well. And then I think for the inner portion of my lower lash line, I want to use another shimmer here. So I'm going to go into Guava. And this is almost like a duochrome orangey pink. I think that's just going to layer so nicely over the top. So I'm just putting that in the inner portion here. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh man, I am so in love with this look already. I can't wait to finish it off and see what it's going to look like. Not sure what I want to do in my waterline with this. I'm thinking maybe I'll do green since I have so much green like in my crease and such. Like maybe that could be a fun little pop. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to use probably this one from ColourPop. This is Electric Daisy, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and finish off my eyes and I will tell you what I use when I come back. I'm going to do some liner, mascara, some lipstick and all that stuff. And I will come back and show you the look. So this is the finished look. I'm not sure how I feel about this headband. I feel like I need to kind of lose that because it was a bit much with this look. I think that's looking a little bit better. So for my lip, I went with kind of like a dark brown because I wanted to sort of tie in with like the outer corner that I have. So I used one of the House Laboratories lip liners. This one is in the shade Rule. I could have just used this on my lips as a lipstick, honestly, because it looked really good before I put the gloss on, but I wanted to use this. This one is the Fenty Hot Chocolate one. It was in the holiday set, like the little mini. And I think that this lip combo looks really, really good. Maybe it's a little bit too much with this look. Maybe I should have gone with a nude lipstick instead, but I still think that this turned out really, really fun. And so far, my first impression on this palette have been extremely positive. I didn't have any issues with any of the shadows, and it even survived my drop in the beginning of the video. So far, I would say we are off to a very good start. I think this palette is absolutely stunning. How many shades did I use today? I feel like I used a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shades? I think I used 7 shades. So that's like almost a third of the palette. So wait, how many shades are even in this? I'm so bad at math. 20. So I used more than a third of the palette, which I think is pretty good for one look. So let me know how you feel about this look because I freaking love this look. I just can't help it. This is just so fun to me and I can't wait to do more looks with this palette. So next up, I think what I'm going to focus on first is going to be the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. I'm going to do 3 looks with that, and then I'll probably come back to this one and do 3 looks with this one as well. I might sprinkle in some other first impressions in between though. But these are the palettes that I'm going to be focusing on for my multiple looks kind of videos moving forward. So just wanted to let you know what is coming. Hopefully you are excited because I know I didn't even ask you if you wanted to see more looks with this, but like I want to do more looks with this, so that is what you're getting. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you want to see some other Glamlite videos that I've made, here's a couple of more because I do love Glamlite. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!